Hello everyone. I'm going to take you through a guided meditation. So just get yourself into a comfortable position where you're not straining to sit upright. So you can sit cross-legged, you can sit on a chair at the end of the bed. Take a few breaths in through the nose and then out through your mouth at your own pace, in your own tempo, without straining. And in this meditation, all I'd like you to do is close the eyes and just listen to my words. That's it. If you fall asleep or you get distracted, that's quite okay. Your mind starts wandering, that's okay as well. If what I say doesn't make sense consciously, doesn't matter. Because what's going to come through is your subconscious. A message from my soul to your soul. And a lot of the things that are going to take place during this meditation will take place in the unseen realm. Just like we don't really see the roots of a plant growing, but we know it's taking place. Just rest those eyes. Close them now. Allow your breath to be natural. We're moving past fear. Fear, which is based in illusion. Illusion being something that appears real, but we've mistaken it for something that it isn't. Like mistaking a shadow on the wall for a ghost or a monster. And our body, our mind creates thoughts and ideas about what we've seen, but the thoughts are mistaken, which then creates a hormonal response in the body. These phenomena aren't wrong because we experience them, but we no longer have to be afraid of fear itself. We can move past feeling fear altogether. Once we realize that we are spiritual beings having a human experience. And even the words spiritual beings, once we come to a certain point of awareness of the truth of reality, the S of beings, plural, disappears. There is only a single being. One spiritual being having multiple experiences. The same being experiencing itself. As lover and beloved. Sometimes we can't see past the illusion. The mirage in the desert appears as water, and it's only when we get close to it, if we haven't seen a mirage before, that we recognize that there is no water there. So as we approach our fears, we recognize that they're not real. Real in the sense they're not eternal. It doesn't last forever. Truth is eternal. It applies to all space, time, dimension, and circumstance. Everybody, every soul has equal access to it. We can turn away from truth and ignore truth. But we can't destroy it. For we were created by truth and are the truth and extend the truth. Love. When we've healed our perception. And each moment of each day gives us the opportunity to heal our perception, to see things as they are, as opposed to how we think they are. A bit like taking off the blindfold so you can navigate reality with the faculty of sight. A mind that is confused or conflicted can struggle to see reality, can struggle to see the false from the true. So how does one heal the mind with the mind? How do you know if you're making the right choice or if you're seeing things clearly? Because if you already were, you wouldn't be conflicted. And conflict creates suffering. A healed mind is joyful, is loving, is peaceful. So how do we arrive there? We're not alone. Each circumstance comes about and gives us the opportunity to be more loving in that particular situation. But how to be more loving? How do we do that? When I said we're not alone, we have inner guides. We have the voice for God within us. Some may think that we don't. How do we differentiate between the voice for God and the voice of the ego or the voice of fear? How do you know why the car is broke down? We take it to the mechanic, and the mechanic investigates to find the root cause. So too, we have external teachers in the physical form, YouTube videos, courses, books, people, conversations, retreats, etc. And we have our inner guide, what some might call the Holy Spirit, the higher self. Certain thoughts produce fear. Certain thoughts imbue love. We take a objective view and adopt mindfulness, intense alertness. We open ourselves up to see both sides of the coin. The coin has the head and the tail side. A magnet has the positive and negative poles. Your thoughts can be godly, heavenly, loving, fearful. So thoughts and emotions intricately linked. We also have sight, sound, smell, taste and touch, which also come in the form of positive and negative. What's in the middle? What's that third side where the two meet? Where the left and the right meet? Where the blue and the red meet? What is that? That's the true state, where one no longer experiences being bounced around between left to right like a pendulum. The pendulum sits in the middle. We experience the transcendental state. A state where our mind has been healed and we see things truly. Because we've allowed the information from the left and the right, the positive and the negative, to come into our awareness. We've not tried to fight it off. We've allowed ourselves to feel everything. We've allowed ourselves to think and let the mind run amok. We're not trying to do anything, not trying to stop the mind. We're allowing the mind. We're allowing action. We're allowing stress. We're allowing depression. We're allowing pain. And we embrace it. The mind can label that this is really bad and has stories associated with it. And that's okay. We embrace that too. But we recognize that these stories do not define us. How can we be something that we're aware of? The TV screen is left unaffected by whatever films or series or TV shows you watch. So too, the space is left untouched by what takes place within it. So too, your spirit, your consciousness, is left untouched by what takes place within it. We are the manifest and the unmanifest. This is not an intellectual exercise. So for those that are right now trying to make head and tail of this thing, no pun intended, you don't need to. flip the coin and see where it lands. It doesn't really matter where it lands because you're not the coin. And coin flipping is just a game. Healing happens when we stop hurting ourselves. Healing initially sometimes can be painful. If you've got a thorn stuck in your side, pulling it out initially can be painful. But then we leave it and it heals. You've broken a bone in your body before. Painful. But with some realignment work and some therapy, and then we leave it. The natural processes heal us. So when we look at our negative side, our fears, and we allow ourselves to feel all these things, we see that it's telling us a story, it's information. They're all the ways that we're subconsciously hurting ourselves and continue to believe in those stories. And usually those stories stem from day one. The story begins when we were born in this body. Just like when you read a book and you first pick it up, that's like your birth. The story develops as each word, as you progress from the one word to the next one. This is the story of a life, not the only life. But to realize that we're the reader of the book and not the story in the book. A lot of suffering, unnecessarily suffering, can be alleviated. And the question keeps arising, but how do I do that? You're already doing it. Whatever you do or don't do, whatever you think and feel, has a purpose. Embrace it all. Let it all flow through you. We live in a physical reality with positive and negative polarities, high and low, tall and small, hot and cold, dark and light. Let it do its thing. Be natural. Natural as possible. If you want to push yourself and strain and be busy, and allow it. There's nothing wrong with that. Run around if you wish. If you wish to be angry, be angry. How far you take it is up to you. Yes, there's consequences. There's reactions. You can choose more consciously. But realizing the self, knowing that you're a spiritual being, having a human experience, alleviates a lot of that suffering. And we can create heaven on earth. We can bring the light of heaven through this body and shine it into our thoughts, deeds, and actions in this world. So rather than playing with information in a closed system, we're able to download it from a higher source. Just like you can connect your smartphone or a similar device to the internet is continually updated with information and data which you can download onto your local device. But if you were to put airplane mode on, you would have a closed system. So when we're ready, all our senses will open again. We'll open our eyes, we'll open our ears, our nose, our tongue, our sense perceptions, tactile touch, we'll open our thoughts, we'll open our mind, and importantly, we'll open our heart. And then that light of your spirit will shine freely through the body and out into the world. Just like when you shine white light through a prism, you'll see the 7 colors of the rainbow refracted through that white light. And the prism represents the body. The white light represents your spirit or energy or electrical activity in your body. And once we've healed, that light shines out into the world to produce all these beautiful colors. You are deeply loved. You are wholly worthy. Everything you've done in your life is forgiven. Everything. Father, forgive them, for they not know what they do. Even though they killed him in a particularly gruesome manner. He taught that we too could do the same and embody Christ consciousness, which is a way of saying, a way of thinking, and a way of being. And that way of thinking and being is of heaven, is of the father-mother figure. When we do that, our hearts open. Forgiveness is the key to yourself and towards others. And when we do that, we feel the release. And everybody else does too, even those that you might not meet physically. Because we are all one, we are all connected. Just like each device is connected to the internet is just a collection of devices all interlinked. What do you think we are? Just because there's no wires between us doesn't mean we're not one. One homogeneous consciousness appearing as all this beautiful phantasmagoria of this 4-dimensional physical reality we live in, the 3 dimensions of space and the 1 of time. And eventually we will transcend this 4-dimensional world and into the 5D world, where time no longer exists and we're able to freely move and be liberated from the effects of space and time and the effects of duality. There is only love. All else is illusion, false evidence appearing real. Fear. When you're ready, just gently open the eyes. Continue with your day. You are wholly loved. I love you unconditionally, eternally. I see you beyond your character, your body, the body's story, its attributes, its title, its job, its gender. Strip all that back, even its thoughts, even its history, good and bad. Just your pure divine soul. Go and see your divinity, and you will see it. When you see it in others, you'll see it in yourself. When you see it in yourself, you'll see it in others. And the world will show you that. God bless everyone.